Nakuaminia. Kwanza vile ulinipiga hiyo angole ya
First, explain to the Waziri how this machine works. It's a prototype of our rig.
This is that big. Usually initiate.
Thermal and solar is a bit expensive.
What is the consumer cost?
The consumer cost for an average should be around maybe 10 US cents per kilowatt hour. Because you are doing an average, thermal is very expensive, 22 megawatts. Hydro is reasonably cheap, around 3 shillings per kilowatt. So your thermal,
but your thermal can last for years and years, and so
that's the real deal.
The period of amortizing the cost can be stretched to 60 years.
We should, and that's what we are working on because it's a new model we are developing.
So you can bring down the cost
exactly,
of power.
Exactly, and we are going to do that. So currently in Kenya, this is as per January, your thermal is contributing 41% of your electricity in the national grid.
But you have now passed the hydro.
No, it has passed hydro a long time ago. Yes, hydro, we don't have space for hydro. Yeah, so geothermal is our real deal. Yeah, geothermal is our real deal. Solar is trying and wind. The problem is intermittent. We realized the other day the Turkana wind, it has been dropping because the wind speed and power 50%, this is at 50%. Yeah? But this is where probably where we mix now geothermal and agriculture. We use beyond generating electricity, the heat, because it's heat. You can now mine that heat for other uses. In Menengai, we have a prototype for milk pasteurization. You don't need wood or heavy fuel. You just need Kenya in Africa is where there is geothermal. The rest don't have. Yeah, the Rift Valley. So the rest don't have. And in Kenya, now this is where we belong. And as GDC today, as we speak, we are actually around here, you know, in Nakuru, because of Menengai and Naivasha. So this is just to show you how the geothermal system works. From the flanks of the rifts, say, so water percolates because of the spaces, and then here we have magma. So magma, the water comes here, it's heated, permanent heat throughout the world. So it's heated. So our work is to find a way how do we get here.
So normally you place it where? Somewhere in the center here.
So normally what we try to do anywhere here, the flanks brings us water. This what we want is this heat. This is heat. This is what we want.
Finishing the casing is all.
No, usually put some casing.
One metal casing.
1,000.
So that the steam does not corrupt the water.
Yeah, but I'm saying, why don't you maybe go there?
No, geology team is usually our geology.
So you're making them yourselves?
We do irrigation. Before we do irrigation, we must when we have a problem, sometimes we have an building.
How much is per acre? Per acre, dam line per acre.
Need the steam to convert it into power, but what is going to the grid already is 355 megawatts. What's the big deal? 7 US cents, the lowest cost. Cost is the big deal in everything. Yeah? So
once you give it to the grid, how much do they actually come and charge or charge at?
No, the 7 US cents.
That's not what they are charging you.
No, it's an aggregate, because we still have thermal. thermal and solar is a bit expensive.
What is the consumer cost?
The consumer cost for an average you should be around maybe 10 US cents per kilowatt hour. Because you are doing an average, thermal is very expensive, 22 megawatts. Hydro is reasonably cheap, around 3 shillings per kilowatt. So your thermal,
but your thermal can last for years and years and years. So
that's the real deal.
The period of amortizing the cost can be stretched to 60 years.
We should, and that's what we are working on because it's a new model we are developing.
So you can bring down the cost
exactly,
of power.
Exactly, and we are going to do that. So currently in Kenya, this is as per January, your thermal is contributing 41% of your electricity in the national grid.
It has now passed hydro.
No, it has passed hydro a long time ago. Yes, hydro, we don't have space for hydro. Yeah, so geothermal is our real deal. Yeah, geothermal is our real deal. Solar is trying and wind. The problem is intermittent. We realized the other day the Turkana wind, it has been dropping because the wind speed and power is reducing. So as a country, this is our saving grace. So worldwide, this is just to demonstrate where the geothermal is.
Na tunafurahia sana ile innovations tunaziona hapa. Kwa mfano hapa Egerton University ukiingia hapo na ile university zingine ziko hapa na wale ambao ni watafiti ambao wako hapo, kuna maneno mengi sana. Tunaona mambo mengi mpya ambayo inaweza tumiwa katika ukuzaji, katika mambo yote ya ukulima. Is that there are a lot of innovations that are being done by many different institutions. And I think the challenge for the Ministry of Agriculture, and indeed the country as a whole, is how to converge all these innovations that are being done by different people across the nation. For example, when you come here to Egerton University, they have got a maize variety. When you go to Karo, they have got a maize variety. When you go to the other institutions, they have also got other varieties. And the combination of this information for the use by the farmer is the most important lesson that I'm learning here today. So I would encourage Kenyans to visit these showgrounds. Watu wote wa Kenya watembee ASK shows, because that is where you pick information about farming. That is where you pick information about new ways of doing things. That is where you pick information about new innovations that can help you save money and make you a better farmer. Tunataka pia to make sure that these showgrounds are very well preserved. This show has been here since 1921. This first show was done in 1921. So if it was done in 1921 and the land is here 100 acres, why would you in 2025 want to take it away from those who will be here with us in 100 years from now? So that is why we are saying the agricultural showgrounds must be protected at all costs. They are not being protected for ourselves. They are being protected for future generations that will come, so that they'll also have an opportunity to do what we are doing here to date, that can help us as a nation, that can, particularly the young people, that can help our young people to boost their incomes and to get into agriculture. We agreed with you, the younger people, we agreed with you that we are going to make agriculture look cool and sexy. We want agriculture to look cool. And it is true, agriculture is cool. Just walk around here and see what you can do. And once you see what the young people from Egerton University and other universities and other technical institutions are doing, when you see the innovations that young people are coming up with, we know we have a future in agriculture. Thank you all very much.
Black soldier fry, mambo ya kureduce mambo ya cost ya animal feed. So there are so many technologies being shown. Na pia kwa mahindi tumeona mahindi ambaye inachukua miezi mitatu tu, especially during this time of climate change, those varieties can be able to help a lot. So kwa hii show na watasoma mambo mengi ambayo itawasaidia kwa mambo ya kilimo, kwa mambo ya biashara, so that this region as a whole, the Rift Valley, which is the food basket, yaweza kuendelea na to be able to contribute a lot to food security. Pia mambo ya potatoes, waziri ameona mambo ya mbegu, akauliza mambo ya multiplication of seed potatoes, kuna certification, tunaenda kwa KEFIS, kuna process. So there is so much everybody in the agriculture industry, in the trade can be able to learn.